Welcome to another edition of March to Madness. I'm Brian Jeffries along with Ryan Hansen, two-thirds of the broadcast team that will bring you, of course, March Madness, the Wildcats in San Diego, the NCAA second round and hopefully third round game starting out against Weber State on Friday over at Viejas Arena. We've got lots to talk about. First of all, a friendly place for the Wildcats to head to, and that's San Diego, California. Now, of course, Ryan, you know the true meaning of San Diego, do you not?
Fill me in.
The true meaning of San Diego. In Spanish, it means tail of Shamu.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. San Diego, California. The Wildcats will be there coming up on Friday, and we look forward to an outstanding ball game. Arizona, the number one seed, and Rhino, that's a great place to start. Earning that number one seed, it's very difficult. It's a season-long process, and for the Wildcats to win the Pac-12 championship, to win some great road games, and to get that number one seed, quite an accomplishment.
You know, a lot of conversation, Brian, has been about how long it's been since the Wildcats have won the Pac-12 tournament, dating back to 2002. Let's put it in perspective on a number one seed. It's been since 2003 that they've been a number one seed overall, and it just sets you up for the best scenario of all worlds. That was a goal of the Wildcats. They've had their stated goal: win the conference season, win the conference tournament, win the national title. This is a sub-goal in there, is to be in San Diego as a number one seed. So they've achieved that, check that off. Now it doesn't matter what seed you are, you got to go win the game, but they've done what they needed to do, and it's a tribute to the scheduling, setting up the scheduling, and then winning those all-important road games. The body of work for Arizona was a proven number one seed this year. It was neat to see that they was not in doubt. They were a lock on Selection Sunday.
Yeah, for several weeks, as a matter of fact. Well, the Wildcats also have the advantage, I'll call it a small advantage, of having played at Viejas Arena already this season, beating San Diego State in the second game of the season. I'll say a small advantage because the floor is going to be different. The setting is going to be a little bit different. They know their way around town. They know where the arena is. I really think when it gets into an NCAA tournament setting, I'm not sure that the building has a whole lot to do with anything, but the fan support can. And Arizona travels very well, dominated Las Vegas, and even though this is a smaller arena compared to a lot of them they played in, I have a feeling that the Arizona fans will be there in force.
You know, our expectations are that the Wildcats will travel just like they have all season, and the chance of U of A raining down from the rafters has been something special in all parts of the Pac-12 conference, even when we were in Ann Arbor, Michigan. The pockets of Wildcat fans came out. I don't expect pockets this weekend. And you know, when your shots aren't falling and you need a little momentum shift, to have a friendly fan force there. And the other factor that I like to look at, if you're wearing the white jersey, everybody else wants you to lose if they have no vested interest in the game. Arizona fans can combat that. We should see a nice, healthy Wildcat fan base.
All right, well, of course, a 16 has never beaten a 1. It's going to happen someday, and it may happen very soon. And so you never go into a game taking anything for granted. And the Wildcats are going to face a Weber State team, champions of the Big Sky and the Big Sky tournament. They can shoot the ball. They can shoot from outside. It's a veteran team. They've got a lot of experience there, and that's why I'm sure Sean Miller has told his guys, and they seem to be on top of this, and they have been all season long. They got to be ready for anything.
And Sean has been talking about that all year. When you're dealing with a winning tradition, and Randy Ray at Weber State has gotten that winning tradition going, not able to make the NCAA tournament last year, but won 30 games and brought a lot of those guys back. And they're described even beyond just as a good shooting team. They're long and athletic. So even at the mid-major level, if you're talking about long and athletic against the Wildcats, that's what the Wildcats' strength is. So Arizona's defense against a good shooting Weber State team could be a nice matchup. And any time you're talking an NCAA tournament, the three-point shot becomes the great equalizer. Wildcats have to focus there at the beginning.
The old adage in the tournament seems to be, okay, if you can play defense and you have good guard play, you have a chance to advance quite a way. Well, I'm looking at this Arizona team, and according to the stats, they're darn good defensively.
I think they're pretty good.
And I would not trade their two guards for anybody in the country. So we can sit here and say the Wildcats have a chance, that's the Arizona Wildcats, by the way, of going a long ways.
As you look at Arizona all season long, when they were on their roll and playing their best, look no further than TJ McConnell and Nick Johnson. When they had the skid after Brandon Ashley's injury, it wasn't just Brandon. If you started to look at TJ and Nick's productivity and how they were contributing in the statistics or overall team atmosphere, they struggled. And so that is the adage. You have great guard play, and look at Arizona's Final Four teams. It looked no no further than there to see great guard play. TJ is one of the best, most underrated point guards out there. Nick Johnson is a Player of the Year candidate across the board nationally, not just in our conference. Those two guys will carry the weight. If they play well, it's probably safe to say the Wildcats are in good position. And at the end of games, I'd rather be able to say we can stop somebody than we can score, because that always invariably gets you in trouble. If you can't stop anybody, you find yourself in trouble.
Well, you got to be ready to play. It is the NCAA tournament. Matt Muehlbach will join us in San Diego. He's working on his free throw shooting right now. And we hope to, if we don't see you, tune in to our broadcast throughout the state of Arizona coming up on Friday when the Wildcats open play against Weber State. We can guarantee this, absolute guarantee. Everything, the house, the car, everything.
I'm getting excited.
The Wildcats will win the game on Friday.
That may be the best nugget on top of what San Diego means in Spanish.
What does it mean, by the way? Who knows? See you on Friday.